You know, we talk about the deep state, we talk about the globalists.
Inflation versus deflation. Well, I mean,
Here at Mar-a-Lago.
I'm baffled that this isn't front page news.
Do you guys support a specific political party, or do you dislike both of them?
Oh, it worked like a charm on you guys.
Let's go, Brandon.
What's up, everybody? What is up? How are we doing? So we have a weird one today. First of all, let me know if all right, the audio's coming through. So yeah, Candace Owens has been really pressing this RFK thing hard the last couple of days. And man, I'm so interested in this and badly, I guess, want it to be true just for the sake of interesting things to talk about. So I've been really closely following what Candace has been saying. And, Ian Carroll comes along and jumps in on the fun and starts talking about it too. But I don't find like the stuff she said to be super compelling just yet. And like, believe me, I am looking very hard at this. Like, and I probably do have the bias of wanting it to be true. You know, she's coming out claiming, yeah, I 100% believe that RFK is compromised and being controlled and blackmailed to some degree. I mean, I felt the same way before she even brought this up, before she even laid out the things that she laid out, which I'm going to talk about in a second. I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of what Candace has been saying if you haven't seen it. But, you know, even if she didn't say this, even without her having said this already, I already felt that RFK was being super weird. Like, just alone, the fact that he, first day pretty much comes out and says, like, oh, anti-Semitism is the biggest public health crisis that we need to combat, and that starts saying all this weird stuff that I didn't say during the campaign. And like when he's hanging out with Rabbi Shmuley and looks like a straight up hostage, I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, I mean, and and then he comes out and says, what was it, for measles? He starts advocating for a measles vaccine after being like the biggest anti-vax person there is. So I don't know, like, if I'm missing something after I tell you like what Candace said and like the level of credibility I give to it, like, tell me if I'm missing something. Like, am I being too hard on this right here? Like, so she comes out and says, essentially, there's this journalist named Olivia Nuzzi that allegedly has this, I guess, digital affair going on with RFK, right? And hey, by the way, hit that like and subscribe button if you have not already. Let me give this a quick share. Yeah, so she says that there's this online affair going on with Olivia Nuzzi and RFK. And, both Candace and Ian Carroll claim that there's like pictures that might come out and stuff. But I find it super hard to believe that RFK would be worried about pictures. I mean, we were all talking about this today, that if you were hypothetically to be blackmailed by somebody and it was about stuff like naked pictures that you're sending back and forth to somebody that you're hooking up with, like, is that really something that's compelling enough to make you go against everything that you believe in? You know, like, this guy literally said, like, he prays to God every day, or they've been praying to God every day that, please, God, just put me in a position to do something about America's public health crisis, and gets that opportunity. You think that some nude pictures are going to be enough to stop him from like fighting for like his biggest thing that he's advocating for? I don't know. I find that hard to believe. So she, Candace, kind of teased this thing up by saying this lady, Jessica Reed Krause, was targeting Candace, targeting Tucker, targeting Ian Carroll. And she's making the case that they're all people who have like went hard against Israel. I don't even think Tucker's went that hard against Israel personally. But then she says that, shows the leaked text messages between Reed and somebody else that was saying they were trying to write a hit piece on Candace and saying that there has to be a clean shot, can't miss, has to be like a hit piece that just wipes out Candace. All right. That's not that crazy. Then Nuzzi loses her job, moves to Malibu, and she makes the case of like, oh, how do you lose your job and move to some expensive city? Okay. Yeah, I know, that's weird. So maybe she's getting some outside money from somewhere. Okay. Then she's driving a car. Don't know who the car belongs to. Could be her. Could be Nuzzi. Could be Jessica Reed Krause. But the car has RFK on the license plate. So yeah, that's weird. Totally weird. Get it. And yeah, that. And then she says that RFK's hanging out with Rabbi Shmuley a lot, advocating for helping Israel with the Gaza stuff. Okay. But what she said so far is not that crazy. And I know you, like, a lot of you guys are in this camp where you're saying like, oh, RFK's definitely being blackmailed by Israel. Like, believe me, I'm so open to that. So open to that. I think it's totally plausible. All I'm saying is that, like, what Candace and Ian have said so far is not that compelling. You know, like, the evidence is not that strong. That's all I'm saying. Another weird thing that Candace unveiled last night was that I didn't know this. So this lady named Amaryllis Fox, who used to work for the CIA since she was the age of 18. She worked for the CIA. Seems like somebody who's super smart. Has been doing espionage overseas for her entire career, basically. She gets married to RFK Jr.'s son in 2018, and then is RFK's campaign manager. So, you know, she's former CIA, and we know, like, if you've been paying attention at all in the book club, that the CIA and the Mossad, like, blackmail is what they do. So I don't think, like, once you're unofficially not in the CIA anymore, like Amaryllis Fox claims to be, like, no longer in the CIA, I don't think that means you're actually out of the CIA. You know, Candace makes that point. But yeah, I mean, in the chat, tell me, like, am I missing something here? Like, or what percentage are you at in terms of, like, conviction about this? I mean, like, I personally think that's a stronger piece of evidence that RFK comes out and says the weird stuff about anti-Semitism, says the weird stuff about the measles vaccine. And, you know, even long before all this, I always said it was weird that RFK's, you know, this big anti-pharma guy, and never talks once about, you know, stopping pharmaceutical companies from playing ads on TV. Never talks once in his entire life, neither him nor Trump, about pharma patents, which I've showed you guys over and over and over again. Now, pharma patents are the number one way to lower the cost of drug prices, right? That's why big pharma is a behemoth, because of the patent rights they have, unlike anything else. So I think that stuff is a stronger case than the Olivia Nuzzi and Jessica Reed Krause and RFK license plate thing. You know, like, I'm sure I'm going to be in the minority here with you guys, where you think that, like, this is a rock solid, clean cut, seal a deal. And Candace and Ian are both saying they have a lot more evidence. They have a lot more people coming forward saying stuff that's more compelling. Like, okay, show it, please. I'm dying to know. Show it. All right. Like, I'm the most eager person to know about this. Like, I want it to, I don't want it to be true, because I don't want it to be true that RFK is actually compromised, but it's super freaking interesting if he is. You know, like, I strongly believe that the vast majority of people in Congress are compromised. You know, Glenn Beck comes out the other day and says that every time he visits Congress, they tell him to put his cell phone away, put his Apple Watch away, to come walk outside with them in private, because they get threatened by the freaking CIA. Congress is threatened by the freaking CIA. All right. Congress is supposed to be the boss of the CIA. So believe me, I have no doubt that the CIA is probably doing this, that the Mossad is probably doing this. You know, I read in One Nation Under Blackmail the other day that Epstein allegedly met with U.S. senators prior to the U.S. invading Iraq in 2022 or 2002. So, you know, the Whitney Webb makes the case that's possible that freaking Epstein could have influenced the U.S. foreign policy to go invade Iraq. So there's no limit to how crazy this shit could be. All right. Quite honestly, there's no freaking limit to how crazy this could be. I'm just waiting for, like, a stronger piece of evidence to come out, because, like, what Candace has said so far is, like, not that compelling. Again, tell me, am I wrong? I'm going to start reading the comments here in just 1 second. But like, am I being too harsh here? Like essentially what I just said is the case that Candace laid out, right? So here, and I'm putting the link to the book club in the description below. I'll post it in the chat as well. We're going to open up the chat right now. All right. But yeah, tell me, guys, like, seriously, am I being too critical, too harsh on old Candace here? Let's see. What are we feeling in the chat? Greenspan's at. By the way, guys, we do a Zoom call every week on for the book club, and we're doing it tonight, actually, after the live stream. So if you want to jump on that, the link to the Zoom is in the Forbidden Book Society circle on Minnect. So head on over to there. Let's see what these chats are saying. Let's see how angry you guys are at what I am saying. All right. Kevin says Trump's cabinet is handling this in the order. It must be played out. All right. So Kevin, you're still all in. Candace Owens. I know Candace is like the best researcher out there, Lulu. I know. I'm just waiting for it. Like, I don't know if you guys watch what Candace said, but like, if a 100%, like, if I'm grading this on a scale from 0 to 100, what she said so far for making the case that RFK is being blackmailed, I'd say it's like a 25-30% conviction rate in terms of like how crazy it is, how compelling it is, like how good of a case it makes for it. But like, my bias, my instinct, my gut tells me that there's well over a 50% chance that there is something going on with him just based on the way he's acting. So I'm locked and loaded, ready to believe this 100%. I'm just saying what she has said so far is not that compelling. Tony says, I feel the right is becoming, in a sense, what the left has been like. Hypocrites, woke against freedom of speech, naive. Trump and his Zionist is not our savior. Yeah, I know there's a lot of that. I know, guys. I know, but like, what? She just holding back? Like, why is she holding back evidence? And I know she'll probably come out later this week with like stuff that's like, oh, okay, yeah, RFK is definitely being blackmailed. But what do we do about this? Like, if he is being blackmailed, how's Trump respond to that? Because we know how Trump is with the Israel stuff. So, is there even like a mechanism to fix this? And I kind of want to show you something here. Let me check if this video audio works. So let's take a look at what's his name, RFK with Rabbi Shmuley. Because, I mean, I'll give you that. Like, he looks like a freaking hostage here. No doubt. No doubt he looks like a hostage here. Where's this dang video? I'll give you that 100%. He looks like a total hostage. Very strange. And what's the deal with this guy, Rabbi Shmuley? Like, I don't know. He is somebody to keep an eye on for sure. Here we go.
I want to thank our dear friend Bobby Kennedy, phenomenal friend of Israel and the Jewish community, for joining us to celebrate Israel Parade on Israel's 75th birthday. Bobby, this crowd loves you. God bless Israel. I know we are champions of Israel as president. God bless you. And you see how much they have, the love they've shown you, your family's legacy, your family's contribution to America, and the friendship between Israel and the United States. And God bless you, Bobby. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bobby. Okay.
So that's weird. That's very weird. Like he looks like he's there. We're just talking body language here. He looks like he's being held captive to a degree, but we can't base an entire thing based off of that. What's Steph saying? Oh, Rabbi Shmuley is the worst, Steph. Like, he gives me like disgusting, toxic vibes, rancid, disgusting, toxic vibes. And another thing that I'm fascinated with in relation to this like potential blackmail thing is what happened with Mike Johnson and his lifelong vendetta against the FISA warrants and like the ability for the NSA to spy on us. And then once he gets into the position of Speaker of the House, he just does a total 180 right when he's in position to do something about it, right when he has to, bring a vote up to expand the thing or keep the thing going. So ready, watch this. It's a little bit of a lengthy clip, but it's worth it. So this is Glenn Greenwald, somebody I believe who is Jewish, highlighting how Mike Johnson kind of went against everything that he believed in. All right, here we go.
I just want to make one last point, which is that RFK Jr., who I had on my show when he was a candidate running for the Democratic primary, and whose health agenda I was largely supportive of. Got into office, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, and I was a strong advocate for his confirmation. And he had an agenda called Make America Healthy Again.
Oh, it's sometime
And there was a
RFK
long
Jr.
list of important and impressive but difficult achievements he hoped to accomplish. Things like combating chronic disease among Americans and child obesity, waging war on the regulatory capture by Big Pharma and Big Ag, forcing the removal of dangerous additives in the American food supply that don't exist anywhere else, re-examining and subjecting to much greater scrutiny certain medications that have been approved by a process that was sketchy because of the way in which the pharmaceutical company, Big Pharma, the whole agenda, encouraging more exercise, make America healthy again. Earlier today, here's what RFK Jr., the Secretary of Health and Human Services, posted, quote, anti-Semitism, like racism, is a spiritual and moral malady that's I'm sorry, this was not today. This was, I don't know if we have the date for this, but this was last month. This is one of the first things he tweeted as Health and Human Services Secretary. He said this, quote, anti-Semitism, like racism, is a spiritual and moral malady that sickens societies and kills people with lethalities comparable to history's most deadly plagues. In recent years, this censorship and false narratives of woke cancel culture have transformed our great universities into greenhouses for this deadly and virulent pestilence. Making America healthy means building communities of trust and mutual respect based on speech freedom and open debate. Such an Orwellian post because...
All right, so you get the point. I mean, where the hell did that come from? Where the hell did that come from? We didn't hear any of that. We were not hearing any of that before this. We were just hearing make America healthy again, make America healthy again. So where the hell is all this stuff coming from? That's what makes people ask these weird questions. And I think that's much more compelling than what Candace brought. That's all I'm saying. I like, believe me, I think in my gut that I think Candace is right. I think that she's going to eventually have evidence that shows that she's right. But what she's said so far isn't that compelling. Like, am I wrong with that? Like, who's watched what Candace said so far in here? Lulu says, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in heavenly realms. Respect. Steph says, I guess he doesn't want to end up like his father and uncle. Man, but imagine that, though. Like, if your father and your uncle are taken out in a way like that, like, what are you not willing to do to avenge them? Like, seriously? Like, how could you, and it's unfair to like try to talk shit about them when you're not in that position, but like, I can't imagine that. Like, I can't imagine not fighting with everything I have to avenge them. That's like a foundational story of like avenging your family's honor when your family is taken out by the enemy. Brian. No, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. Are you one of those people or are you just trolling? Like, there's no way it's that simplistic. What's up, Miss D? Josh Harrison says, Brian McDowell, not as much as Jews hate every non-Jew. Damn. Yeah, guys, I mean, come on. It's like, no, it's not every freaking Jew, obviously. That's a stupid thing to say. It's just like, what she's saying is that, like, there's certain people that are doing certain things and some of them are Jewish, okay? It's like, you don't just group every person in a group together when you're saying that certain people from that group do something. And it's a real weak way to try to argue about that when you make it that way. Yeah, Tony, I know. That's really where my my red flags went up too. What is it, Steph? What don't you know about? Keep worshiping Satan's chosen minions. Go to Israel. Are you Christian? John. Hell's filing up. Such a shame. No one hates God more than. Okay. All right. LMG. Oh, LMG, by the way, I think it was you. Somebody was telling me, were you trying to subscribe to the Forbidden Book Society and having trouble? If so, leave me a comment below and I'll tell you who to reach out to in the Minnect support group for the tech support. So, I mean, that's where I'm at, guys. That's where I'm at. I'm ready to believe this thing 100%, but just don't find what Candace has said so far super compelling. Like, it's seems super accurate, seems super plausible and likely. I mean, RFK's definitely got a really fucked up past. You know, like look at the shit the guys. I mean, it is a sad story too. You know, she said, like Candace highlighted last night too, how RFK says that he was kind of duped into getting addicted to drugs. Like he was 15 right after his dad got killed, and somebody gave him LSD at a concert, and that led to him doing crystal meth, and then that led to a 15-year of battling heroin addiction. So not great, but let's see. We'll do a few more of these. All right. What's this? Is this a super chat? This is a different language. I don't know what that is. Oh, thanks, Mongolia. Thank you. I know stuff. Well, that's where I'm at with the RFK stuff. But in other news, something that really pissed me off today was that these freaking bankers, these demons, had the audacity to complain about the tariffs, saying that like they don't like how unstable the market's been. Like, are you freaking kidding me? You vampire blood-sucking demons that have been leeches to our freaking economy and to the lifeblood of the American people for the last probably 100 years. Like, you're complaining about the instability on with the house of cards that you freaking built. Look at this. So not only the bankers complain, but Jim Cramer's complaining, saying that like the only thing that's in the way of a great economy is Trump's talk about tariffs. What? The guy who's like the ultimate mouthpiece for the establishment. Look, check this out. Ready? So the freaking bankers are complaining about the tariffs. Like the frustration grows. Get out of here, ad. Frustration grows with Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick ahead of Trump tariff announcement. Loose cannon with half-baked ideas. That's what the bankers are saying about Howard. All right. So that's what CNBC is saying. Here, this is what went down. So, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick has become the focus of exasperation inside the Trump administration ahead of the president's Liberation Day implementation of reciprocal tariffs, with one saying the sentiment is so prevalent it's like being a mosquito at a nudist colony. Where do you even start? Lutnick, the hard-charging former CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald and ex-co-chair of Trump's transition team, had rubbed colleagues, and this is not even true. This is not even true. It's like one person that's saying this. Quote, he just isn't deliberate enough with his words. Like, he can't just be promoting certain stocks or saying even if there's a recession, it'll be worth it. One source close to the White House Post today, Tuesday, he is a loose cannon with half-baked ideas. He randomly spews on live television, this person saying the administration wants Lutnick to think before he speaks. Guys, we are bleeding right now. We are freaking bleeding. All right? Like, the tariffs will be medicine. Like, what the freaking, what is it? Like, what this free trade crap has done to us is, like, indescribable. Gutted the middle class. And they're upset about market turbulence. Like, of course there's freaking market turbulence. Have you looked at the stock market? Like, there's no reason on God's green earth why the stock market should be where it is today. Like, it's all money printing, all quantitative easing, all this, like, fake money banker nonsense with, stock buybacks and all that. It's like, it's madness. And they're complaining. They're the ones complaining about turbulence. Like, it's turbulent is somebody who makes $50,000 a year, the average cost of food goes up 20% in a year. That's what turbulence is. Not your freaking the stock price of somebody who's a millionaire fluctuating by 10 to 15%. That's not turbulence. That's a tax write-off. So it's madness that they're trying to complain about this. And then freaking Jim Cramer is coming out complaining about this. So let me show you this one. So here we go. This is crazy to me. I hate this man. Jim Cramer. I always had a bad vibes from him. Never listen to anything that he says on CSNBC, which, by the way, I don't know how he's like not held liable for some of the bad information he gives. Like, everywhere else you have to say, not financial advice, but I guess because they run that disclaimer at the beginning and the end of the show. But like, he never makes people money. And imagine what a freaking superpower that is to be able to promote a stock on TV. You just buy the thing before you go on TV, then you just pump a stock and then sell it right after your show. CNBC host hits Trump with insult he'll hate as he slams president over tanking stock market. CNBC's Jim Cramer had some stern words for the president this week after the latter sent the stock market into a tariff-spurred tailspin. The host of Mad Money said on the air Monday, Donald Trump is the one man standing in the way of a great economy, eventually comparing him to the late Democratic President Jimmy Carter. You freaking dipshit, Jim Cramer. Are you insane? Are you freaking insane? Like, this is the guy who told people to buy Bear Stearns like a month before it freaking went bankrupt. And he's telling us that Trump is the only thing standing in the way of the great economy. I could speak for 10 hours about the things standing in the way of a great economy. How about for one thing, we send all of our jobs overseas? How about for one thing, we allow stock buybacks where companies can go into debt just to buy their own stock? That's not super that's not in the best interest of the people. It's not in the best interest of the people who buy products or like manufacturing products. Like, why do you think Boeing's so screwed up? Because they became interested in their share price rather than their product. Now we have planes falling out of the sky. How about the fake ass unemployment rates? How about the fake way that we measure inflation? Like, we have such a bubble right now because of the way the economy's been run. He's trying to say that we have a great economy. Like, we're seeing stuff left and right about how worried people are about losing their jobs. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's them just trying to make people get upset about the tariffs. But like, this guy, idiot, freaking idiot. Like, I don't know what the hell qualifies him to even like he claims that he like traded stocks and paid his way through college that way, but I've never heard him give a good piece of advice. Like, there's literally a Jim Cramer tracker, the same way there's a Nancy Pelosi tracker that like shows how ineffective he is. Like, he always loses people money. I know, Condom Dog. Oh, TRC. Was it you that was trying to get into the group, into the Forbidden Book Society? It was either, was it? It was either TRC or it was Philanthropy. Was it TRC or LMG? Which one of you guys were trying to get into the Forbidden Book Society? Somebody was telling me that the other day. Let me see. Greenspan, what do you think is the strongest piece of advice, or excuse me, what do you think is the strongest piece of evidence that Candace said that indicates RFK is compromised? I mean, like I said, I think the strongest piece of evidence is like all stuff that like that like is outside of what Candace said. The Rabbi Shmuley stuff's weird, but the whole thing coming out and saying like anti-Semitism is the biggest public health crisis is super weird. Him suddenly being in favor of a measles vaccine, super weird. Him never mentioning farm ads on TV, super weird. Him never mentioning pharma patents as the reason that pharmaceuticals are so expensive, super weird. Don't know if that's directly connected to blackmail by Israel, but you can't take it off the table because you read these books, it sounds like every person in power for the most part has been blackmailed by CIA, Mossad, or MI6 at one point. So I'd honestly be surprised if we do an audit of blackmail in Congress, and if like whoever's not being blackmailed, I'd be shocked by that. Let's see. I know Greenspan. I know, but Like, am I crazy here? Did Candace give a compelling argument? Not that compelling of an argument. I mean, I don't even know who actually watched Candace's show last night, but it was good. It was entertaining, but she didn't say that much crazy stuff. But I'm mind blown though that people are buying this narrative that like that tariffs are a bad thing. Like it sucks. It sucks that like it's so hard to get 80% of the population to understand certain things. You know, like I know the majority of people like are just the bread and circus people that just want to like kind of float around in blissful ignorance and don't want to really understand things. But man, like it's a real tragedy, like how we've gotten gutted. Like, did you see Pat's video that we did the other day where he talked, like he shows in detail, like I've shown before too, like what the result of letting China in the World Trade Organization was? You know, like that's why there's so many freaking drug addicts and homeless people in the Rust Belt. It's insane. Truly insane. Okay, so it was UTRC. All right, so hit up let's see. You know what? Send me an email. Send me an email at baceto@vt.com. All right. And I'll put you in touch with the right people. And I'll send you an invite to the actually if you hit me up at baceto@vt.com and I will send you an invite to the Zoom link tonight. We're doing a Zoom call at 10 o'clock tonight. But yeah, guys, I'm so annoyed with what's going on right now, like in the news cycle, because I'm not sure where exactly we are with things in terms of like our ability to trust. I'm just about to start doing fun stuff, honestly. I'm about to start, instead of reacting to the news, I'm about to start trying to just like, set news narratives. Like there's a whole lot of stuff that we still know nothing about that are still like kind of blips in the radar from the past that people, there's like rumblings about it. I saw people tweeting at Kash Patel that we should start digging into the Clinton kill list now. I mean, yeah, that'd be sick. I think a lot of people don't even realize how crazy the Clinton kill list is. Like, you got the Panama Papers, you got 9/11. Andrew's been sending me some crazy stuff about 9/11. So I'm just about to start having a whole lot of fun with stuff from the past that we haven't even uncovered yet. Because like, if we don't even know like the full extent of what's happened in the past, how are we supposed to like understand what's happening in the present and anticipate what's happening in the future? Because some degree of this, I think they're trying to like maybe make us second guess ourselves or like gaslight us about certain things. Like if you saw the Europa documentary, like again, take it with a major grain of salt. It's like not even just a grain of salt. Take it with like a whole like freaking jar of salt because it's a wild documentary. It paints a nasty picture of Trump, which I don't know if it's true. Don't know if it's true. Don't know where I'm at with Trump right now. Still thankful he's here because I mean, like the alternative would be hell. Speaking of that, I'm glad I brought that up because there's a crazy clip from Rogan that I wanted to play. Like this neo-Nazi is talking about, or excuse me, not neo-Nazi. This undercover FBI agent is talking about how he went undercover with neo-Nazis and they said they wanted Kamala to win, or excuse me, Hillary to win. So even though we're pissed off at Trump about some things, even though we're skeptical about RFK, like this is why we still have to be thankful.
Again, they want to accelerate the downfall. This guy told me, he said, I voted for Hillary Clinton. And I was like, I'm in here with neo-Nazis. And it threw me off guard. I'm like, why would you do that? And he goes, think about it, bro. He said, we want to accelerate the collapse of society. He goes, if she gets in, they usually try to defund the police. They make our military weaker. There's going to be riots. There's going to be all this stuff. And there's just going to be chaos. It'll help speed up the downfall of society. Wow. That's what their thinking is. So we got that murder plot going on. And then you have, again, they want to accelerate the downfall. This guy told me, he said, I voted for Hillary Clinton. And I was like, I'm in here with neo-Nazis.
So yeah, there you go. Like if you feel yourself getting annoyed with Trump, if you feel yourself questioning like where he's at with things, I mean, like still think back to that like these psychos wanted Hillary to win, and something just clicked in my head, went to a dark place where some of you guys might go, where if you're saying that Trump's like all Zionist and stuff, you're gonna say, of course the neo-Nazis would want Trump to lose. No, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I think there's competing power factions. I think there's definitely competing power factions. And some of them might be Zionists, some of them might be globalists, some of them might be like fighting for like an international social world order. But that's a tough one though. It's like, are these people at the top like always just hedging their bets and like making sure they have a path to what they want, no matter who wins? Totally possible. What's that, rainy days? I know we're all just trying to figure. Okay. Accelerate the collapse of society. That's what these terrorists are doing. You guys are idiots. Why are we idiots, rainy days? America voted against being great in 1776. Half the nation is now voting to make U.S. great again. He didn't lie. Wait, what? America voted against being great in 1776. Half the nation is now voting to make U.S. great again. He didn't lie. I don't understand that one. Unpack that. What are you talking about? This guy's a cokehead? This guy in Rogan's a cokehead, Mike? What are you talking about? Neo-Nazis want Trump. Yeah. This guy's saying that. Oh, I got you saying the media spinning it as if neo-Nazis want Trump. I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's quite the opposite. They call him Hitler and stuff, but it actually seems like quite the opposite sometimes. What are we talking about? It's getting wild in here. What are you talking about, rainy days? Tariffs were not the reason for the Great Depression. The freaking Federal Reserve is the reason for the Great Depression. Are you crazy? Don't tell me you actually believe that. That's a psychotic thing to say. Tariffs caused the Great Depression? Man, I cannot wait for you to watch the video I just made, because you're going to learn something. Like, the Great Depression happened for the same reason that 2008 and 2001 happened. Like, it's the same exact cycle every time with the Fed. They cut rates super low. Everybody starts borrowing money, buying stocks. Asset prices get super high. Then they jack rates up, and it all comes crashing down. And they leave rates high for too long. Like, the Great Depression was pretty intentional. That look at the stuff that happened around it, like the Glass-Steagall Acts, the freaking New Deal. Like, it seems like the Great Depression was a way to usher in the New Deal and like work us towards socialism. That's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard, that tariffs caused the Great Depression. No joke. Like, where'd you find that? I know, Christine, me too. And like, that's why I always ask questions that might be uncomfortable, like might disappoint me, because I hate being duped even more than I hate being disappointed. Now, like, we still have to be more happy that Trump won than the alternative, because I can't imagine that being better at all. No way, never. But shit, man. Shit. Why is everyone off topic? I know we're all over the place in here. I don't necessarily mind that though. Yes, Greenspan. Central banks caused the Great Depression. Have you noticed change in Trump since he's become president? He has here to accelerate economic collapse. Rainy days. We need an economic collapse. Like, have you seen the stock market? Like, tell me what's organic about this. Like, all right, like, I guess you haven't looked at the stock market lately. S&P 500. Like, we need a freaking economic collapse. We need this shit to come crashing down in the worst possible way. Like, you realize that 10% of the population owns 90% of the stocks? Look. What the hell about this is normal? Nothing. This isn't normal. This isn't organic. We need this to be like down here. Down here. That's reality. We're not in reality right now. There's nothing realistic about this. Nothing. All right? Like, it would be probably good for the vast majority of people if this thing gets cut in half. Yeah, some jobs would be lost, but that's the fat. And what else? I mean, yeah, jobs would be lost, but the vast majority of this is owned by 10% of the country. You know, like, you guys own tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars in stock. I don't imagine so, because only one out of every 10 people in America do. And most of it's in retirement accounts. So yeah, it would suck for them. But I mean, like, keep in mind too, like, baby boomers have freaking pillaged us, guys. Like, they let our government get away with all this bullshit. And I mean, like, so have we, because we don't complain enough. Like, all it takes is, I think, 35 calls to a senator, to a congressperson, to get them to stop what they're doing and, you know, not vote a certain way on a certain issue. But we haven't done that. Like, we let them get us off the gold standard. We let them print money. We let them go to war. You know, we like severely underestimate the amount of influence that we could have. And like, baby boomers, like, anybody who was a baby boomer who like owned a house or even owned a little bit of stock in the 1970s is pretty close to being technically rich right now. You know, you got bought a house for like $40,000 in 1971, and it's worth like $700,000 today. Right? So that's what's happened to our money. It's not because the house is more valuable. It's because our money's going down by that much. So, you know, like, when the value of the dollar collapses, the stock market goes up, asset prices go up, real estate goes up. I mean, gold should go up, but they slam it down with shorts. The Rothschilds do from their London banks. Oh, $20 super chat. Hell yeah. Let's see what we got here. Got it. You can contact me on, let's do, what's a good one? Contact me at, you know, I'm Minnect. All right. Do be a CEDO at VT.com. Next super chat says, great work, Brandon. Keep it up, and we'll lift you up. Stay positive. Slow and steady wins the race. You're the man, Chaos Studios. Thank you. And I will keep it up. I'll for damn sure keep it up. And yeah, guys, believe me, I fully intend to run for president in the next 20, 25 years. But we have to do it the way that, what's his name? Bukele did it. Like, you gotta stack Congress first. You gotta stack Congress. You gotta stack Congress, because like, without it, you just run into walls. Do you guys trust Bukele, by the way? I saw a crazy story today that said we freaking accidentally sent an illegal immigrant to, or a supposed illegal immigrant that was actually allowed to be here. We sent him to an El Salvador prison, and we're not able to get him back. So that sucks. Thank you, Chaos Studios. I appreciate that. Yeah, why is Minnect not allowed in Israel? That's weird. The moon landing was a psyop designed to create a part of the American dream. I watched with my second grade class, and the Challenger blew up. Yeah, the Challenger's a weird one too, which we had that crazy guy on last year on Unusual Suspects who like brought no facts or no good basis for why the moon landing might have been, or excuse me, the Challenger was a psyop. But I've come across some pretty interesting stuff about that we could totally talk about one of these nights. Like, it might be, you know, maybe I'll run that in the poll right now. Like, would you rather have me do current events or just like fun conspiracy live streams? Maybe I'll do both. Should I do Hold on, I'm writing down a poll question. What type of live streams should I do? Fun conspiracy live streams or current event live streams or both? Conspiracy deep dives, current events, events. 1 second. Both. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'm bored of the news cycle right now. Like Trump's first 50 days, that was fun, but he slowed down a bit. And I'm bored of it. Like I'm tired of being black pilled every day. It's not fun. And what else? Where'd my YouTube go? Where'd the YouTube go? Here we go. All right. Poll time. Here we go. And like everybody's talking about the news. Like I'm really tempted to just like start doing something super different here that nobody else is doing. Like fuck the trends. Fuck the news unless it's like super important. It's lame. You could do some really cool stuff that nobody else is talking about. Let's see. Maybe I'll do like a poll at the beginning of the day for like topics. And all right, so we got a poll question right now. What type of live stream should I do? Conspiracy, deep dives, current events, or both? All right. Ooh, it's a close one so far. Current events is very low. Message received. I agree with you. Don't let me add to the bias, though. Vote in that. Can I edit this thing? I meant to say nope, I can't edit it. Yeah, conspiracy deep dives, current events, or both. So I love going in every night, though. But if it's a deep dive, maybe it's like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I just want to do like truly unique shit, you know? And there's nothing unique about current events, especially now. Like it was like, yeah, it was epic stuff for Trump's first couple of days, but do the deep conspiracy theories? I think so too. Do the world fairs or at least Japanese industry expo wide Asia filled with gigantic classical building. Ooh, interesting. I never heard that one before. Let me write that down. Write conspiracies in the chat that you'd like me to cover. That's a good idea. I know you guys know a lot of cool shit, and my mind's bouncing around all day, so I like overlook some hidden gems sometimes. Write the thing you'd want me to do a deep dive on in the chat. All right, so world fairs. What else we got? Ooh, Mariam Alderson, good one, Greenspan. But we'll find some sick, twisted shit there. Do you want to know how old technology is portrayed as new? Look at G.I. Joe's episode. There's no place like Springfield. Huh. G.I. Joe episode. There's no place like Springfield. Let me just copy and paste this stuff instead of having to write it out. What else we got? Chemtrails? Okay, I'll do some chemtrails. You know what else I'm trying to do is I'm I'm pondering the idea, like it might be too crazy, but I'm pondering the idea of letting you guys call in, and we just have to figure out a way to sign the form that you have to sign to jump on. But if we could figure out a nice way to do that, actually, you know what? Email me at bsito@vt.com if you would like to jump on one of these streams sometime, because I could have you sign what you need to sign, and then we could be on our way with that. It's a good idea. And we could do a thing where, like, you recommend a topic. If you're well versed in it, then you could jump on the podcast and we could do that stream together, like I did with the candidate episode with Jordan today that I posted. What else we got? I'm tired of being black pilled every day. It's a good point. I tend to be an all or nothing person sometimes, but don't need to be that way. It could be a good mix of both. Let's see where the poll's at. Let's see where it's at. All right, both is winning right now. Current events is very low, so I like that. I like that. All right. That is good. I like to see that. So we'll kill at least one current event day. Did. I agree. CERN, yes. Good call. Oof, man. Alpha ZX. I don't think I could talk about Europa on here. I think Europa is so bad that it got taken off of X. Like, Europa had to create its own website and its own Telegram group, and that's the only place you could find Europa on the internet. So I don't think I could do Europa on here, but I will do CERN. Yeah, free energy. I'm with it, Andrew. I know Andrew's been sending me a lot of good stuff. I know that a lot of the stuff that you sent me, Andrew, I could definitely do a entire stream on. So we'll get after some of that. I'm just so freaking bored of the news, and like makes me annoyed, and don't want those type of vibes in here. Oh, is Europa on Rumble? Wow, they allow it? I'm surprised. I'm surprised about that. What do you think of Europa stuff? I know the guys. Ooh, good call. Good call. We learned about Film Buff Bros. Good call. I do have to do a promise episode. We covered that pretty thoroughly in the book club on Minnect. But yeah, that's definitely something worth getting into. Good call. Good freaking call. That's a creepy one. What else we got? Got 7 minutes left until it is time for the book club Zoom call that I have to jump on. And anybody else who wants to jump on that, you're welcome to join. Just jump in the group and you will have the link right there. And TRC, like I said, email me baceto@vt.com, and I will send you a link to the Zoom chat so that we can get your stuff figured out for how you can get in. NGOs having the same money manager but different companies. Okay, interesting. Interesting. MK Ultra, you think it's, you know what I could do with that? I could do I guess a breakdown of that chaos book. I don't know if maybe too many people have spoken about that already. I'll have to check how many videos are on the internet about that. Ooh, they found all the money being stolen is going to one bank account in the Rothschild Bank. And said, wait, what the hell are you talking about, Chicago Mechanic? That's super interesting, and I want to know more about that. Tell me exactly what you're talking about, please. Yeah, John. Yeah, Europa. That's a rough one. That's a rough one. Promise is wild. Christine, Europa is something that you watch if you want to lose your innocence. No, it's a alternate view of history, something that happened during World War II that it like looks at it from a different perspective, and definitely not saying that's true. Definitely not saying that's true. It's just a different perspective. And yeah, it's an interesting watch. Take it with a super big grain of salt though. Like put a whole jar of salt next to you when you watch the thing and take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Fact check it. Definitely not saying it's accurate. Like I was fact checking it the whole way. Some surprising stuff is true that it says, but it's a tough one to watch. It's definitely a tough one to watch. Modern day Colts. Who's the biggest modern day Colt? I have a feeling that the like biggest Colt situations in history were like not an organic situation. It's not only good, it's real life. What's that in reference to? Oh, They Live. That's a good one. I never watched that before, but everybody tells me that, so I'm gonna watch that. Good call. How about actually I was planning on doing this at some point. Why is it that here, I'll pull up a map that shows what this one is. Why is it that when you look at a map of who the Nazis invaded during World War II, there's one country that does not get invaded? Just tell me what sense this makes. I know a lot of you guys already know the answer to this, but I think this is worth a deep dive episode. So what stands out to you? What's going on here? What is going on here? Something's going on, and I know what it is, and we'll talk about it someday. Is that something you guys would be interested in? I think it's interesting. There's a lot to tell there. Old Switzerland. What's going on in Switzerland? Bank of International Settlements. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yep. There's a lot to talk about right here. A lot to talk about right here. Yep. Yep. What else? What else we got? I'm writing all these down. Tesla frequency vibrations. I'm down. What else we got? Oh shit. I like this guy, Chaos Studios. I like this. Drop the mega black pill. Cult of Saturn, Black Rock, Financial Black Cube, etc. Yeah, I've heard that before. That's one of those ones that I whatchamacallit, I I listened to a long time ago, and yeah, I kind of put it out of my head because it was freaky. But let's go for it. Let's try it out. Cult of Saturn. Question. I've always had the feeling that there's gotta be some connection between BlackRock and Rothschild. Haven't found it yet, but you guys think that's something worth looking into? Son of Sam, Patriot Act. Ooh, there's some good ones. Operation Sea Spray. Damn. Son of Sam. Sea Spray. What else we got? Patriot Act. I'm down. I mean, you guys saw what I talked about with the what's his name? Freaking Peter Thiel episode with how Palantir was created right after the Patriot Act was created. That's pretty freaky. So maybe a little Palantir deep dive too. We know where Alpha ZX is at. Yeah. You think it's 500 trillion or is it 20 trillion? I laugh when people say it's 1 trillion. I think 20 trillion is the right number. DMT laser code? I don't know what that is, but let's check it out. DMT laser code. Trans? Yeah, we can look into the push into that. Ooh, yeah, Roy Cohn is has some dirty secrets. He was a part of the episode that I am holding off from releasing on YouTube for a few weeks. It's in circles. It's in the book club right now in Minnect if you want to see it right now. But yeah, I found some crazy stuff about Roy Cohn. He was allegedly trafficking underage boys for political elites, according to this book called The Franklin Cover-Up. So it's unsettling who he was good friends with and what he did, to say the least. To say the very least, that's a weird one. Liberals. Best Marne cults is off the map. Jesuits, good call, Dylan. Good call. All right. Gotta go in 5 minutes to get on the Zoom call. Join the circle if you want to get on the Zoom call. We are going to probably talk a whole bunch more about this type of stuff in there. And yeah, guys, like, I mean, you guys are the ones that make this happen. So I am deeply interested in what you are most interested in, because it's a weird thing. I have like an infinite amount of things I'm interested in, but it's like sometimes you get like caught up in the bullshit of like oh, I gotta talk about the news cycle, blah blah blah. But the news cycle has been boring as shit lately, and I'm tired of it. So I think it's time to do some fun stuff. Let's see, rapid fire Scientology. I'm down. I have an interesting Scientology episode coming out that I did with my buddy Jason the other day, where he showed me some stuff I'd never seen before. It's very interesting. Very interesting. All right. Saturn. Okay, got it. Talking about They Live. I gotta watch it. Berkowitz heard voices. What does that mean? Please look into DMT laser code. I wrote that one down. It's so weird. Even the body language, human behavior expert did it in SWAT. Saw the code. Ooh, okay. Carter was smarter than Biden. Yeah. They Live has its own conspiracy. Interesting. Steve P is in the house. Trust, believe. Candace is the truth. She always has her receipts. I know, Mike. I know. I trust Candace. I'm just saying the receipts she provided so far have me at like 25%. My own instinct, my gut, have me over 50%. Just saying what she's laid out so far isn't that crazy. That's all I'm saying. Steve P's in the house. What is up, Steve P? We're talking about a pivotal point right now in the live streams, because I am bored as shit with the news cycle, and a lot of it's like giving black pill vibes. So deeply tempted to just do like a super fun like conspiracy deep dive like 3 nights a week or something. Maybe we'll do like maybe we'll do one of those per week and like one current events per week. Because I mean, for Trump's first couple for Trump's first couple weeks, like we had stuff to talk about every day, but like right now it's not the case. So love hanging out with you guys every night, and I'm like totally down to do that. But I want us to have cool stuff to talk about. So it's either got to be like a cool topic, or there's got to be something going on in the news. So we are workshopping that right now. I'm telling everybody to put your like top conspiracy topic or whatever that you think is worth looking into, and we'll do some live streams on that. Sweden. What about Sweden? They didn't get invaded? I did not notice that. Yeah, me too. I know. I trust Candace for a lot of people. Oh, wow. What? Candace Vatican ties? That's a conspiracy right there. Holy shit. Does Candace have Vatican ties? You know who I'm suspicious about is Nick Fuentes. Like, who the hell's telling that kid what to say? Because, you also have to, like, force yourself to say, like, all right, what are the odds these people are saying these things to, like, make people, what is it? Like, make the people who have the tendencies to believe that type of stuff to kind of congregate and kind of show themselves and make it easier for them to be identified. Because remember, I talked about this main core program. Ooh, that's another one, main core. So main core was this, what would you call it? This, like, grouping of people that the government has in this, like, in this log, like, where they keep tabs on them and, like, label them as people who would be hostile during a, what would you call it? Time of martial law. So, like, they're keeping tabs on you and, like, have you marked as a, like, adversary or somebody who's, like, could be hostile. All right, main core. What else? Sweden arms manufacturing in World War II. Okay. I'm shorting the shit out of the market tomorrow. Don't do it because of anything I said. I'm not telling you to do that. Hutchinson effect? Okay. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes, Andrew. Let's see how many of these we got. Oh, shit. There's a lot of these. All right. Rapid fire. Rapid fire. Ooh. The Bar Association. Interesting. Flat Earth. I'm always down. That's a fun one. Got the black cube for sure. Got the G.I. Joe episode. I don't trust anybody 100%. I try to trust people, but never 100%. Nobody in the world I trust 100%. I feel like it'd be silly to. But you should trust a lot of people more than 50% because it's a sad existence if you don't. Wyatt, you're the man. Thanks for tuning in. We love you too. I'm a man of the people, future president, currently trying to entertain and enlighten and empower people to be future leaders of the world. So we got a cool crew here. We have a good 200 people that tune in most nights, and we're all pretty like-minded. I'm trying to create the best experience possible. Funny, John. Rothschild equals children of Ra. All right. Do not know what that means, but it sounds interesting. I'm going to write that down for further discussion. Yes, Aceto is Italian. Avner. Not the video I was looking for, but with all Axis powers, their conquerors wrote the story. Mm-hmm. That's right. Ted Gunderson controlled OpCo Intel Pro. Oh, shit. All right, guys, I have to jump off for this Zoom call. Love all you guys. I'm going to... Rothschild, BlackRock, easy, $1 million. All right, my man. I look forward to talking to you. Anybody else who's able to jump on Minnect can jump on the Zoom call. Really look forward to talking to all you guys. Andrew, Dylan, Steve, Greenspan. I will see you guys in a few minutes. I'm jumping on the Zoom now. So thank you guys for all that you jumped on tonight. I'm going to look through all these. Yeah, thank you, Christine. I look forward to it. Yeah, guys, I will talk to you tomorrow. Yep, tomorrow. I'll figure out a cool episode to do for tomorrow. F the current events. We're gonna put that on hold until we have something really juicy to talk about. But I think I'm gonna put together a cool conspiracy live stream tomorrow. So much love. Until next time, God bless. See you guys on the Zoom call in a few minutes, guys. You know, we talk about the deep state, we talk about the globalists.
Inflation versus deflation. Well, I mean,
Here at Mar-a-Lago.
I'm baffled that this isn't front page news.
Do you guys support a specific political party, or do you dislike both of them?
Oh, it worked like a charm on you guys.
Let's go, Brandon.